beautiful Scorpio, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with a little bonus reading. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about to pretend to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details and I'll never ask you for personal details either. So if anyone masquerading as me asks you for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is a little bonus reading. It's what your guides want you to know. I do apologize for the delay in this reading, but I was a little bit unwell there for the last, well, nearly a week now, and I lost my voice, so I couldn't actually give you a reading even if I tried. But my voice is, I mean, it's pretty much back to best now, but I really needed to rest, and I've gone to my folks for a little bit of extra TLC as well, okay? Now, this is a little message from what your guides want you to know. I'm getting this this energy already in your reading where it's like this aching energy, where you may have felt that you've always been someone who is on the outside looking in. You may have always felt like you didn't fit in spaces or places, and you may have always felt like there's something other and you felt a yearning for it. Sometimes you may not have even known what that otherness was that you were yearning for. You may have felt like there's always something either just out of reach or something that was missing. Okay, I'm just getting this aching energy. Oh, they want me to go one more. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Okay. So I'm picking up on that energy right now. So there may be something here. I mean, even from a very young age, it's like you've known that you were destined to do something, or you've been very resolute in the path that you've taken. And I mean, some of you could have been yearning for love from a very young age, or aching for something. I mean, I get an energy right now that you're in a solitary energy, maybe even have gone off grid for a little bit. Gone off the radar. There's major changes happening for you. We got the Judgment card. Yeah, so trying to focus on your soul path. You may have felt that something is missing, or something just isn't, I don't know, it feels like something isn't present, or I'm going to clarify the energy as I go through, but I'm just picking up on this energy that you feel somehow either reclusive right now, or you've gone off grid for a little bit, or you've been operating in stealth mode, because a sign that came up for you a couple of months ago was the do not disturb sign, and I'm seeing it again in the water right now. I'm scrying in the water at the same time as doing your reading, and they're just giving me this energy of like do not disturb, or you're feeling a little bit alone right now, or maybe you're in an energy where you wanted to be alone. No, they said no. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. They want one more card in this position, so I'll get it for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? Yeah, the Hermit energy. I'm just picking up on this sort of solitary energy. Now, you going off grid or going deep within for answers. As I said, I'm going to get all your cards first before I transmute an outcome for you. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. But they're just showing me, yeah, you've walked a very difficult path. You've had to be very, very strong. You've learned to be strong. I feel like this energy of, why does everything have to be a fight? Why do I always have to, like, be a warrior? Why do I have to have all this responsibility? You've taken on a difficult path in life, and you may feel a little bit sometimes misunderstood in the path that you've taken. But you were given this journey because you're strong enough to take it. Now, these cards keep sticking to me, so I just keep getting this energy that, yeah, you may have a desire or a yearning as well for a little bit more excitement, but you just don't know how to come out of a rut that you may be stuck in, or you're feeling a little bit like low energy. Let's get started at the very beginning here. We got the one who is present, now, awareness, acceptance. And I feel like you're trying to accept things as they are, okay? You're trying to accept the status quo as it is right now, but at the same time, I feel like you're on a spiritual journey. You're a very spiritual person. You've actually got, I mean, you were given a superpower of intense intuition. You've been given, like, because you tend to see through how people operate and their motivations, and you can see underneath the surface of a person. You go below the surface of, like, I picked up on this briefly in the Taurus reading as well, the same energy. And I feel like, so maybe some of you got Taurian placements, but I feel like it's this grounding energy that you have, my beautiful Scorpio, where you see the subtext, you understand the subtext of human psyche. And that sometimes makes you feel like you're a part of the rest, whereas everybody else is okay to accept things as they are. I feel like you go deeper and you're like, oh, I really wanted to trust that person, but now they've shown me their true colors. Or I wanted to give that person the benefit of the doubt, but I know how this is going to work out, so I better protect myself. I feel like you're always having an inner narrative, and your guides want you to, your guides are very proud of you, and they're really like championing you from the sidelines in the journey that you've taken, because you've been given a difficult path. But they want you to be a little bit more present in the now, okay? Because sometimes you can have a little bit of an inner monologue where it's like analysis paralysis, okay? Now, your intuition is bang on point. Don't ever mistrust that. But they're just showing me the one who is present, now, awareness, acceptance. So I feel like wherever you are, be the soul of that place. Again, that energy came up briefly in the Taurian reading that I did earlier. Well, it was yesterday or the day before. And this is an energy of being present in all those conversations that you're having with another person, not being like aware that they're speaking to you. And because I feel like you're very good at listening to the person who's talking to you, but also if you're in a room of people, you're also very good at listening to another conversation, like across a room or something like that. So I feel like you're very, like, it's almost like, I want to say your awareness is like omnipresent. Okay, you're so super heightened aware of everything that's around you. Your guides are saying that's absolutely wonderful, but sometimes it gives you a bit of burnout, okay? And they're just giving me this energy that to focus, streamline your energy, and become a little bit more present in your mind and in the moment. Okay, so some of you obviously need to hear that message. I do feel like a lot of you are trying to connect to spirituality. You are very spiritual. You actually are very interested in things like the occult, or because you see the light and the dark of of life in general. So I feel like you are someone who accepts and is curious about all aspects of life, the darker side, the undercurrent, as well as things that are on the surface. And I feel like you're different in your energy, and that's why you may feel like you're always on the outsides looking in, okay? You may be even in a group of people, but sometimes you may feel like, although you're enjoying yourself in the moment, you may somehow feel apart, and not in an egotistical way. It just feels like you've had a very difficult journey, and a lot of people have not had some of the horror stories that you've had in your life, or some of the difficult moments, or even the weird and wacky moments. People just don't experience those things, and you may have been told before that you could write a book on the experiences that you've had, and I feel like that is something that some of you will gravitate towards as you mature, okay? They're actually showing me how talented you are, and that you may have been like questioning your path recently, your soul path, and trying to work out whether you want to continue on this anymore, because it's been a difficult journey. We do have the Judgment card here. Now, the Judgment card is all about your soul path, but it's also about sort of a rekindling of your energy, getting a second wind, an opportunity at something here. The Judgment, I feel like sometimes you also harshly judge yourself, because I always feel like there's an inner monologue going on there, and sometimes you're a little bit like down on yourself, or how can I put that? there's a little bit of a negative self-talk going on in the background sometimes. Now, you don't mean to do it, but I feel like sometimes you doubt your wonderful self. Okay, now the Judgment card is all about finding your path, your true calling. And I feel like you're on your true calling. I feel like you understand what that is. You know what this lifetime has been for you. But I feel a lot of you are questioning it right now because it has been a very difficult journey. And some of you have been thinking it's been some of you have been really struggling because we got the Strength card there. So they're just showing me how strong you are to have decided what you want to do quite early on. And, you know, you're really... I just get this energy of you trying to make some decisions, some like major changes in your life, and you're really good at being flexible. But sometimes they just give me this energy that when things don't show up in the time frame that you're hoping for, you start to question whether you truly are on the right path. I mean, this is your protagonist energy, excuse me. So I feel like you are on your soul path, but if you've had any questions about it, I feel like you're going to see in the next 4 to 5, definitely in the next 4 to 5 months, but I feel it's more immediate than that. By the end of August, I feel like you will know that you are truly on the right path. And there's an opportunity, well, there's many opportunities coming your way, but I feel like you're going to reconnect to people again. So if you've been feeling a little bit in a solitary energy, I do feel like you're actually going to connect to people who are like-minded individuals who vibe at the same frequency as you and enjoy themselves in the way that you enjoy yourself, okay? But your guides are telling me how strong you are, how you've got so much courage. You've actually taken the courage from a very young age to walk the path that you wanted to from a very, I mean, it's almost like even if somebody tried to discourage you, it made you want that path even more. You are very bold, you're very daring, you're willing to come out of the comfort zone, you're willing to do what it takes to get you to where you want to go. And not everybody has that strength, my beautiful Scorpio. So your guys want you to be aware that they're so proud of you. And there's a lot of, now all humans, we have like inner demons, as it were. We all have like inner negative moments where we battle with certain things, and I feel like you are overcoming those and using the power of the present to actually make healthier decisions for yourself. And with the Strength card, I feel you need to be gentle with yourself, my beautiful Scorpio, because I feel like life has taught you to be fierce because you've had to battle away. But sometimes you're very critical about yourself as well. So your guides just want you to be aware, to be a little bit more, a little bit more gentle with yourself. They're actually showing me as well that you're very, how can I put that? You have a lot of confidence when it comes to being in the moment. But when you're given a moment to sort of take a pause and start thinking about things, that's when you start to overanalyze. And your guides want you to be aware that sometimes that is fear, like false evidence appearing real. So don't let any of that negativity sort of really seep in, because actually you're very courageous at what you do as well. Also, they're giving me this energy of leadership. You're a natural born leader, but you don't shoot the messenger when I say this, my beautiful Scorpio. I mean, I'm even going to take this myself, but because I'm a Scorpio too. But they're just showing me that recently you may have felt like everything's so serious. You know, you may have felt like it just feels like you got so much responsibility, and you're like, "Oh, I just want to have some time to have some fun or some me time." And you may have been feeling a little bit like just stuck in a rut, okay? So you may have felt even your own personality has become a little bit more serious or a little bit more like solitary focused, which is fine for what you want to work on. But then I feel there's been moments where you actually want to enjoy yourself a little bit more. Now, your guides are also just highlighting how attractive you are. You actually turn heads, and you're a very good, very attractive prospect when it comes to work or business as well. You've got a really great business head on you. You're very good. You've got a lot of smarts, and you actually have a lot of power. Sometimes you doubt yourself. This is the resistance position. So we've got here the one who becomes, metamorphosis, transcend, journey. You are capable of much change, and you go through many, many cycles. As a Scorpio, you go through that birth, life, and death cycle pretty much, well, quite a lot, okay? Especially with moon cycles as well. You tend to be affected, especially because you're a water element. So you may have been feeling that full moon, with super full moon in Capricorn there, but you are becoming something incredible, and you've known from a very young age that you are here, you had some sort of mission. That's why I feel this yearning, or this calling, this yearning. I'm sorry to say the words yearning twice, but they keep giving me the words in the water, and I'm just seeing yearning. It just keeps giving me yearning, yearning all the time. But metamorphosis, transcend, journey. And I feel like you're going through some major changes right now where you're questioning the journey itself. Now, either some of you are wanting to relocate, or you're trying to change a certain way of doing things on your path. I really feel like actually you're on the right path, okay? And I feel, but there's doubt here. I also feel from a very young age, you may have had like deep, like, oh, how could, I don't want to say it's anger, but I feel like you were really feisty from a very young age, that you really wanted to not prove to others, but to prove to yourself that you're capable of reaching great heights when it comes to success. And you're born for success, my beautiful Scorpio. You're definitely going to succeed here. We have the Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands is a very attractive card. Someone, you know, who tends to have a lot of suitors, or a lot of people who find them romantically attractive. But because it's in the resistance position, sometimes you don't realize that you are worthy of love, or that you are attractive. Male or female, not a gender specific reading. The Queen of Wands is all about passion. You live life on your passions, Scorpio. But you may have felt recently, it may have been since the pandemic, it may have been in the last 18 months, a year, couple of months, you may have felt like your energy or your passion for everything that you do is somehow been dialed down, and it's on a simmer for a little while. But I feel like you will reconnect to that passionate spirit of yours once again. Also, I feel if you've been in a solitary energy, I feel like you will be connecting to like-minded people, enjoying like going out, revelry, having fun. They're just showing me how passionate, determined to succeed you are. But you like to, it's almost like your power is like behind the throne, okay? You don't tend to like being in the spotlight, but you naturally find yourself there. So I feel this is something that there may be, and again, don't shoot the messenger, there may be this energy of fear of success, okay? Because that brings change. And whilst you are very, very flexible, it can mean that, for example, success will bring you to move to a different state or a different country, or it will mean you have to change certain routines, maybe move away from family, friends, or I feel like you just have great responsibility on your shoulders, and I feel your inner shine has been somehow dulled recently. But it's going to return, okay? Your guides want you to be aware it's going to return. Now, they're giving me a song in the water as I'm scrying, so one moment, please. I feel like this song has either come up for you before. If not, it's a song I've definitely heard before. We're not gonna sit in silence. We're not gonna sit in fear. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, so it just goes whoa, whoa. We're not gonna sit. Okay, so that is quite, my guides are actually highlighting that you are someone who fights for what is right, social justice. You always seem to be someone who stands for what is right and will fight like for the underdog. And You'll do a lot of things for charity. You're very generous with your time, your spirit. Truth is everything to you, my beautiful Scorpio. And I know that's like an obvious thing to say. Everyone knows that Scorpio and truth and betrayal is some, you know, there's a thing about that. But they're just showing me that you are someone who, it's almost like you're a natural born warrior. But I feel you may have been exhausted recently. Like you may have every year kind of got up back in the ring, back in the ring, back in the ring. But there's something recently that you're like, oh, I'm exhausted. Okay, I just get this energy of you're exhausted. Okay, but you're going to get the energy back. We've got the Emperor there. Now this is all about commanding respect, of course. You're someone who is that natural born leader. You've got a lot of power, but you may have felt recently that you've lost your power, or you may have even come up across very negative, egotistical people, and it may have made you feel like perhaps a journey that you've been taking has not been for you. So for example, if you want to be an artist, for example, okay, and you're really talented, you're really creative, you're really good at what you do, but the powers that be, for example, the people who own galleries or the people who put art out there onto the art scene, I'm not really au fait with all of what goes on, but you know, you may feel like the money people tend to be very like closed off to real talent, and sort of like there's nepotism or egos and things like that, and you may feel, you know what, I love what I do, but in order to be successful there's just too much bureaucracy, or there's just too much like there's a glass ceiling. You may feel like, oh, I was not born into the right family for the right connections or things like that. I just get this energy of you thinking that you're wondering about your path, whether you're going to make it. And the answer is yes, you are. I see a lot of success here for you. Yes, it's going to be hard work. I'm not going to lie to you, but I feel like you're still on the right path. For those of you who are retired, I feel like you've been wondering what to do with your energy, your time, and I feel that you're going to actually meet new people, new friends that you're going to come into contact with, and I feel there's an adventure here. I feel like there's an adventurous energy about to bestow upon you, where you're either booking a vacation or you're going for travel, but I feel you're taking some time out for self-care, your guides are giving me, and that is a perfect energy to be in, to recoup your energy. A lot of you may have been working through some traumas as well from childhood, doing a lot of spiritual work. Releasing conversations. They're showing me you having old conversations in your head with people and sort of shifting the conversation as to how you would want to have had said it. So it may be like you're talking to people that from your past that you fell out with, or were exes, or situations where you felt disrespected. They're just showing me you having like old conversations in your head, but almost changing the words to suit how you feel now and what you would have said in that moment if you could have, okay? That's what's coming out there. It's very cathartic, they're showing me. Now that's not going to resonate for everyone, but that's very, very precise, that bit, okay? Now we've also got the one who radiates, knowing, ambition, confidence. Now this is an outcome position. You have that deep knowing. You've always had it from a very young age. You don't even know why you have it. You just have it. You know, you could be sitting in a room of people and they could all tell you one thing, and each person that goes around the room, you could say, that person's not telling the truth, that person's telling the truth, that person's not telling the truth, something else is going on with that person. You just know. Okay, you just have an intense knowing. There's something very mystical about you, Scorpio. Also, there's this, I keep coming back to this yearning. There's this, some of the yearning that you've had from a very young age is ambition. This sort of like, this confidence that you're building as well, because I feel like you are building your confidence, is actually going to take you to where you want to go. There's always something about your eyes, your guides are telling me. Your eyes are like, people get lost in your eyes, and they actually sometimes cannot look fully in your eyes for too long because they always feel like you can see their soul. And you may have even overheard someone once say that when they looked in your eyes, it felt like you could see their soul. So you actually have a gift. but sometimes that makes people feel a little bit uncomfortable because they don't like to be exposed, is what they're showing me. And you may have wondered if it's something to do with you, but Scorpio, it's not to do with you. It's their projected energy. They don't like being exposed, okay? And you don't like to pry either, because I feel like you sometimes think this gift that you have is like a blessing and a curse, but it's better to know than to not, of course. You may have had an intense thirst for knowledge as well. I get this knowledge and truth that you've come to this lifetime with. That is one of your missions. The one who doubts, fear, weariness, trust. I actually get, well, definitely trust issues here, but that's the word I'm looking for, weary. Weary. I feel like you've had to fight for so long that you feel weary, okay? And as you can see, this wonderful picture here, she is marked. As you can see, there's a strike across her eye. You've seen some things, my beautiful Scorpio. You've witnessed some things that have really left a mark on your world, on your life, on your soul, and you've walked a difficult journey. But this was, I know it's, I mean, I ask my guides all the time, why? Why are we given these journeys? But it is to make us stronger. It is to make us spiritually ascend. But I feel recently you're like, I'm just tired. I just get this energy of you're just tired. And that word weary is perfect. But I feel like it has made you cautious for a time. But as you go through the personal growth, your confidence is starting to soar. Your confidence is starting to build. And I feel like you're actually getting bolder as you go forward. And we've also got the one who stands, resolute, implacable, determined. You never give up. Even when you're at a low ebb, even when you feel exhausted, tired, that you've taken on too much, because I feel like you take on a lot of responsibility, not just with yourself, my beautiful Scorpio, but within your family unit. I feel like, especially with that 10 of Pentacles, you actually take on a lot of responsibility in the home space. And you don't like to let people down. So sometimes you can feel really like overburdened or overstretched, because you don't like to let anybody down. You're strong and you feel that you can make sure everybody's okay. But remember yourself, my beautiful Scorpio, because sometimes you'll even help others out even when you're breaking. You'll put a smile over it and you'll just get on. But make some time for you to have some silence or to allow yourself to breathe, okay? Your guys want you to know everything's just going to be fine. They want you to breathe. It's all going to be fine, okay? But as you can see, you wear armor because you've had a difficult journey in the first place. Whether it was a difficult childhood or teenage years or even difficult relationships in love. But I feel like you have this intense sort of hunt, as it were, for security. Now, that doesn't mean that you do not live a lifestyle where you be freelance and things like that. But I feel deep down, you're trying to build security. I feel like you do want to settle down with somebody. I feel like you know, even though you don't need anybody, I feel like you've been waiting a long time perhaps to connect to the right person, but when you do, you're all in, okay? We got the 10 of Pentacles. You're going to be capable of earning a lot of wealth, but I feel it's more than that. I feel this is about you feeling that family responsibility and making sure that your family are secure. And sometimes that comes at a price where you feel like you're a little bit alone in all those responsibilities. Remember, with that 3 of Pentacles, you can delegate. There are people around you who will always help you out if you just ask. You don't always have to do everything all by yourself, okay? And I'm as guilty as that of that as you are, maybe Scorpio. This 10 of Pentacles, I feel like is a lot of wealth, a lot of abundance. You're very determined. You're someone who, as I said, you persevere. You never give up. Even into old age, you'll still be going towards your goals and your dreams, but you'll be achieving so much more. You seem to be the person who you achieve one thing and then you're on to the next and on to the next, because you like to keep life interesting. You are an old soul. They just asked me to look at the gentleman with the long beard. You are an old soul. You came to this lifetime with a lot of knowledge, a lot of inner wisdom. And that's what sets you apart sometimes, where you feel a little bit disconnected from others who, don't get me wrong, my beautiful Scorpio, you have fun, okay? You do have a lot of fun. But at the same time, I feel like it's not superficial fun. You can't have superficial conversations with people. People can't just come up to you and like, oh, hey, yeah, the weather's great, right? You're like, that's a waste of my breath to have a conversation like that. Let's get to the deeper things in life, like the meaning of life. Why are we here? You know, what else is out there? I mean, I feel like you always have the bigger, deeper conversations that some people are like, oh, I just wanted to talk about the weather. And you're like, well, what's the point in talking about the weather? We can all see the weather. You don't need to talk about that. Let's talk about the surface, below the surface, below the surface. Like, let's all get in a conversation submarine and go deep diving for some meaning. So I just feel like sometimes you find it difficult to vibe with people who, because not everybody wants to go to those depths, okay? Now you're also capable of coming to the surface and having superficial conversations as well, but they just don't, they're not as enjoyable to you as the ones that are really deep and meaningful, because that's who you are. You are deep and meaningful, Scorpio. But I also feel, now, recently you could have been working really hard and really exhausted. You're focusing on finances, and your guys want you to be aware of two things. One is self-care routines. Make sure you're getting enough sleep, exercise routines, good diet, all of that, because the Queen of Cups is the queen of self-care, okay? But it's also about emotional security. A lot of you may have found it difficult to be in a committed long-term relationship for a while, because you were meant to learn how to love yourself fully and not overgive your love, because you tend to be an overgiver, okay? You tend to dive on all in when you know that you've met the one. And it's like a laser focus. As soon as you've met the one, I feel like nothing deters you from, it's almost like an obsession. You can't stop thinking about that person. You know that they will be yours. As soon, and it's not an egotistical thing, it's a psychic sort of revelation that you have where suddenly you just know. You always have that deep knowing, okay? You will meet your soulmate in this lifetime if you haven't already, so just be aware of that. But I feel like there's a head over heart kind of energy here, or I feel like there's a lot of, you need to find balance between work and play, because I feel like you have all of that responsibility on your shoulders, and I feel like you're not someone who abandons responsibility in order to just frivolously have lots of fun. Okay, only if you feel like you can, of course, but I feel with the Hermit energy, you may have been feeling a little bit lonely, or a little bit like, you know, you're shining your light there, waiting for opportunities, and you may be wondering if they're ever going to show up. The Hermit energy is someone, I mean, the Hermit goes into the Hermit's cave when they're feeling completely exhausted or even jaded with the world. They're like, you know what, it's just the same old pattern, same old day, same old conversation with the person at the water machine. It's all the same. It's like, hey, how are you? Yeah, I'm fine. Did you have a good evening? Yeah, I'm fine. It's just all on the surface. And I feel like you want to go deeper. But there may have been a missed opportunity in your lifetime, whether it's a love relationship or an opportunity career-wise, that you may have felt like you've lost out and it's not going to come back around. Whether it's love, whether you're retired, whatever it is that you feel like you've missed out on, whether it's fun, it's returning. They want you to be aware with that Judgment card and the Hermit, it's returning to you. You've just been given a moment to take a step out and go off grid to rejuvenate your energy. Focus on your finances and focus on emotional self-care, okay? So building security within yourself. Now they're actually showing me fireworks as scrying, so either there's something to be celebrated in the near future for you, or there is a revelation. It can also be that you're actually listening to this and you can hear fireworks at the same time, so please take it as it resonates. Your guys want you to be aware you're a really great team member, okay? People actually really respect you. There's a lot of people talking about you behind your back, about how talented you are, about whatever you do or whatever you did. They talk about your skills. They talk about how good you are, how masterful you are, or whatever it is you do. And they actually compare themselves to you sometimes. But you may feel like you're not fully where you want to be right now. But you guys want you to be aware there's actually people who want to be where you're at right now. And, you know, you will still move forward on the next goal and the next, and you will still accomplish all the things that you set out to do. But I feel you're not aware of how people actually look at you, okay? Now, they just keep giving me this energy that you're revisiting the roadmap, okay? So either you've had some questions about your path, as I've already talked about, or you feel a little bit lost recently. If you're looking for a divine counterpart, I feel like you will find a divine counterpart, but I feel this is about your confidence, because sometimes, and again, don't shoot the messenger, because you may have had low self-confidence in the past, you may have accepted behavior from certain people in relationships that was not really acceptable. For example, you know, there may have been like moments where you wanted a long-term relationship with somebody and they sort of like only wanted, you know, to have fun, and they strung you along or ghosted you. If you've been hurt in love before, I feel like there is a loving, devoted relationship coming on in that is secure. And for those of you who have already got that relationship, I feel like you have gone through a difficult path to get there in the first place, okay? You're someone who's very, very knowledgeable. You're very curious. You have this thirst for knowledge. Also, you're really flexible at finding another route or having another plan of how to get to where you want to go. The goal is always the same, but you've always got like 5 or 6 sort of strategies to get there. So most people don't operate on that level of strategizing like you do, my beautiful Scorpio. You're capable of so much success. You're going to have a lot of abundance in this lifetime, both financially, but also in terms of power in what you do. They're just showing me how creative, how talented you are. And actually, if you even dialed up even an ounce more of the confidence that you should have for what you are and who you are, then you would actually be a little bit further along. But sometimes you're crippled with doubt or crippled with not feeling like you're good enough. So you guys want you to be aware, don't compare yourself to anybody else. I don't feel like you really do compare yourself to others, but I feel sometimes you actually have moments of self-doubt, okay? Now also, there's just showing me that your mind is sharp as a tack. You are so, how can I put that? If this was a chess game, you'd be like 5 or 6, 7 moves ahead of everybody else, because when you play to win, okay? That's what I feel with this Scorpio. I also feel like there's some really new ideas that are coming your way. And I feel like some really good news that's coming your way where you will collaborate with others. And it's a really exciting project. If you're not working anymore, then I feel like it's a creative sort of endeavor that you will embark on with other people that will actually bring you a lot of emotional well-being and a lot of sort of good vibe energy, okay? We've got the 7 of Pentacles. The 7 of Pentacles is really asking, is this worth your time, whatever this is, okay? So 7 of Pentacles is always about you investing all of your time, your energy, and your care into certain things or certain people, and asking whether it is worth it. Especially when you got the Page of Swords here. It's like, really think about or investigate. I mean, you always investigate below the surface. You are the Zodiac's sort of private eye. You're the sort of person who would do really great as a spy or working for like off-grid, you know, the government, that sort of thing, because you are actually really astute and very, sorry, they just give me this energy of you are very aware of your surroundings and you absorb all that's going on, okay? So, but the 7 of Pentacles is basically being at a crossroads in life as well, finding alternative routes. You're really good at finding the alternative, and you're always really good at investigating another way to do something to get there either quicker or a more enjoyable way to get there. You're very, very determined to succeed. You're someone who's got a lot of passion, and your passion will return. There's money headed your way, a lot of financial reward here, but if there's an environment that you've been working in that you've been feeling you deserve more money, for example, I feel like there's a new opportunity coming on in here. You may even be headhunted by somebody to earn more money, is what I'm seeing. Because people are talking about you. They're talking about you behind the scenes in a really positive way. But they find you a bit mysterious because I feel like it's almost like they never quite connect to you in the way that they hope to connect to you, if that makes sense. They always see you as this like exciting, oh, what's that? They'll give me a word, bon viveur. What's a bon viveur? I'm gonna have to look that up. I don't know what that means. I mean, I know a little bit of French. Bon is good, right? Bon viveur. Does that mean good life or something? Others see you as someone who has like a secretive but exciting life that's like mysterious, and they want to know more about you. You're very sort of, yeah, and you may not see that in yourself. You may not see yourself that way. With the Knight of Wands there, this just tells me that you're very, very passionate, you're very driven, and you will accomplish every goal that you set out to do, okay? But you got to ask yourself, is it worth your time? Because you tend to try and juggle everything. You try and, you're someone who could turn your hand at anything and be really good at everything, but they really want you to focus. They want you to really be present in the moment. And, if you have got 5 things on your list to do and you're doing number 1 on the list, you can't be thinking about 2, 3, and 4 on the list at the same time. Really just focus on the one thing, because that's where you're burning yourself out, and you feel like sometimes you haven't accomplished what you set out to do because sometimes your energy, you're doing so many things at the same time. So just be a little bit mindful of that, okay? I'm going to get some final cards. Oh no, they want me to go to this deck before we close the reading. But I see a lot of financial news headed your way, some really great news. And also I see you traveling or booking travel plans to go on some sort of an adventure. There's a little bit more excitement coming your way as well. So if you've been working really hard with no reward and really focusing on your soul path, something that you've been wishing for or dreaming of is coming your way, and you're going to receive it. Okay, there's a lot more exciting energy headed your way. Some of you may actually be invited by friends on a road trip or on some sort of event, but I actually feel you're not going to be feeling alone for long. Okay, that's if you've been feeling a little bit alone there. Now we got the calling. So your first card there is the Judgment, which is all about the calling. So it says here the calling. I hope you can see that. Okay, and it says here, expect to receive the news that you've been patiently waiting on. Call, text, news, communication, info. So as I said, I feel like there's really good news headed your way, and it's something that you have been waiting on or working really hard towards, or even struggling towards. But I feel like you're on the right path, and this is your calling. And I feel like this great news that's coming on in here is something to be celebrated. There's going to be celebration. It may come with more financial reward, but it could be some sort of personal goal that you've been trying to operate as well, or achieve as well. You're someone who's very, very sensitive. Some people may say too sensitive. Don't listen to those people. You are exactly the way that you're meant to be. Of course, if you feel like you need to go through some sort of personal growth or look at your shadow side, then of course, by all means, we can only enjoy the light when we address the shadow first. So we have to look at both sides anyway. Also, they're just showing me that you are really good in positions where you give strength to other people. You are someone who gives really good advice to people. Friends really enjoy your advice because it's so honest, so open. And they're just showing me as well that you would be great in like jobs where you counsel people, or give advice, or you enhance their sort of human experience. Some of you make great detectives as well, but I feel you're going to be capable of a lot of success in this lifetime. Some of you may be psychiatrists because you are very interested in the mind. The Page of Swords with the Queen of Cups just tells me that you understand people on a very different level, and you're very curious about going beyond the surface. So you'd be really good at, helping humans with any traumas or any you know, giving good advice to help them have a better life experience. Okay, some of you may go into like the occult or go into spiritual practices in order to enhance people's personal power. So you actually help empower people and give really good advice. And it says differences. Now, a lot of the journeys that you've taken that has been very, very difficult is to learn about difficult people and learn about how differences can make you understand different aspects of life so you can give good advice. It says here you can learn from people who are different from you. Cultural age, conflict, opposites attract. But I feel like it's more than that, okay? You've been put in the path of meeting difficult people so that you can understand and be compassionate, so that, for example, if you were a counselor and you were counseling a person who had come up against that difficult experience, you would know firsthand how to help them. So a lot of the experiences you've had have actually helped inform your journey and will inform your journey going forward, okay? Now, also, you may have met a lot of people romantically that are very, very different towards you. They gravitate towards you because you're very exciting to be with. You tend to gravitate towards people who are a little bit more, how can I put that? A little bit more reserved. You help people come out of their comfort zone. You know, you help them be a little bit more bold and experimental in love and in passion. And you're a lover that nobody forgets. That's why you may feel a lot of your exes gravitate back to you because they cannot forget the way you made them feel, okay? How they felt really passionate and sexy with you, and, you know, there's just something about you that they cannot forget. So that's why you may have exes reach out to you years later, okay? We got dream catcher. So absolutely a wish coming true here for you. Be bold, dream big because you're capable of achieving it. It says here, dream outside the margins and a solution will appear out of thin air. Dreams, signs, aspiration, desires, ideas. Now that song is coming up again, so that's showing me that I haven't fully explained that song. Now that song, I mean, this is a song that maybe you'll hear on the radio. I'll give you the lyrics again. It's, we're not gonna sit in silence. We're not gonna sit in fear. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. This is about using your voice. So maybe some of you are actually aspirational speakers or are setting up a business right now to inspire other people. You are capable of, you know, working in a team, but also being an entrepreneur. And I feel you're a natural born leader, so you may find yourself being an entrepreneur later on in life or even at the beginning. Depends on the stage that you came to this lifetime with, okay? But something you've been wishing for is showing up for you. We've also got openness. This is something that I feel you may have struggled with in the recent years because you've had a difficult journey and you may have been protecting your heart. It says here, create the atmosphere of openness and trust without the game playing. Transparency, vulnerability, receptivity. Now, I don't feel like you game play, my beautiful Scorpio. In fact, you may tend to meet people who game play first, and then you're like, oh, you want to game play? Now I'm either going to do one of two things. I'm going to walk away because you're just not worth it, or number two, I'm going to show you how to really play a game and you'll never play a game again. So I feel like you don't actually want to play games, especially when it comes to love. But if you feel put in a position, you may not entertain that sort of behavior in the first place. But I feel sometimes, my beautiful Scorpio, and again, don't shoot the messenger, especially when it comes to love, you have this propensity to take a step back. When someone shows you that they're all in, of course you enjoy that, but you may take a certain step back. It's only a small, brief one, where you may just go off grid to really think about things and be in this protective cocoon before you open yourself up to that person, okay? Now, all they're seeing from their side, because everything is energy, all they're feeling is you take a step back, and they can feel it, and they're like, oh, Scorpio's taking a step back, so I'm going to take a step back, because now we got two humans protecting their heart because they feel like something's going on. All you got to do is say, hey, I'm just going to be really honest here and say, you know, it's very difficult for me to open up. I have some trust issues because I feel like you may have had a difficult journey in the past. And just say, I just need to think things through. I have so many feelings for you, and I just, I have a tendency to step back. But just give me a little bit of time, okay? I'm not stepping away, I'm just taking a pause. I'm stepping back just to sort of like get my bearings, know which way is up, because when I fall hard. So I feel like that's a conversation that could possibly help you when you're opening up to new love. Because sometimes when we take a step back in love, the other person may feel like we're playing games, and then they start to play a game in order to protect themselves, and then you got two humans protecting themselves when all they really wanted to say is, I love you, I'm falling in love with you, it's really quick, it's really deep, and I'm scared. So I feel like sometimes we need to be a little bit more open with our conversations. But I feel you've actually learnt this behavior because of past situations, and rather than engage in any mind games or anything like that, I feel like now that you're older and more mature, you actually take a step back and you feel like it's better to stay away from messy love than actually and be in a solitary energy than to connect to anything that would just, you don't like to lead anyone on, Scorpio, okay? I feel like when you play for keeps. We've also got modesty. Be aware of playing small, I would say, with this card, because you're capable of great success. Show yourself off. That's not an egotistical thing to do. It's confidence to peacock yourself, okay? It says rise above the provocation or the provocative challenge that some people present in your life. Humble, self-conscious, shy, grace, tact. You may have been someone who was bullied as a child, and that may have knocked your confidence going forward, or you may have had experiences when you were younger where you felt or were made to feel that you were not good enough, and therefore that's where that energy to try and prove to yourself that you're capable and that you're successful came from. But I feel this is more than that. I feel this is something that has marked you from a young age, or has marked you many years ago, and I feel like you struggle sometimes with confidence. I mean, it's showing up there again, but I feel like you're overcoming that slowly but surely. And finally, we've got don't let yesterday use up too much of today. Now, Scorpio, there's always a ghost of the past hanging around in the psyche, only to process emotions and sort of learn from the past, of course, but sometimes you may entertain a lover from the past, or memories from the past that was coming up in the reading, but don't allow it to cloud your present moment, or even cloud your future. So this is a very important message for us all, really, to remember. Don't let yesterday use up too much of today. Today is a new day, and it is beautiful and it is wonderful, and we should embrace it as a whole without actually letting the influence of yesterday taint it in any shape or form. Okay, I'm just going to get a final card before we close. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide? They want one more, so I will. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Scorpio? What do they need to know? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to see? Okay, so yeah, you must be going through some sort of some decision point in your life right now. Yeah, I mean, personal choice, and we got Wolf Pathfinder. So again, it's all about your path and this mountain to climb, okay? So I'm just going to read this one first. Personal choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities, okay? So whatever the mountain is that you need to climb right now, or you feel has been difficult for you right now, all you have to do is really envisage the animal, your spirit animal, and embody those qualities. Whether it is the wolf, that is a pathfinder, very, very strong individual who is also a pack member, as well as someone as a solitary energy that goes off in search of the path, but they always return to the pack. But it's someone who feels responsible. If you are actually trying to find your path right now, then of course the wolf is going to be guiding you. But there's other animals out there as well to help you on your journey. So remember, like the elephant removes the blockage from the path and moves forward with grace. Meerkats are very, very curious and like security guards, where they're like keeping tack on everything. And so embrace the animal qualities, and they will help you through your difficult moments. We've got Wolf Pathfinder. So, I mean, you're getting the same cards. So it says here, release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures. I mean, there's pure truth in that card all over, okay? So I'm just going to get a trinket before we close the reading. I picked up this little bowl. I think it's so cute. I'm probably going to bring it back with me as well when I return in a week or so, now that I'm nearly better. So, oh wow. If you're looking for love, I mean, this is like bang on the money here. We've got a seahorse. Taurian's got the seahorse as well, so there's a little link there. But seahorses, they represent soulmate energy, but also emotions, okay? Becoming emotionally secure. So if you are looking for a divine counterpart, there is one coming, and we got the engagement ring as well. So there is a divine union commitment happening here. Perhaps it leads to a higher level of commitment, marriage, if that's what you're looking for. This reading was not really about love, but I feel like this is more about your commitment, your deep commitment to everything that you do. You give 110% all the time, my beautiful Scorpio. You don't have to do this all by yourself. Know that there are others out there to help you along the way. This is a unified energy as well. So there could be a contract coming on in. The ring represents a contract as well. That you will find what you're looking for. I feel this is what it is that these two trinkets, the energy that I'm getting is you will find what you're looking for. And they want me to actually put it on the wolf. Oh no, I thought they wanted both. Okay, and the dream catcher. I thought they wanted it to go on both the wolf finder, but they actually want one on the dream catcher as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there, my beautiful Scorpio. I hope something resonated in this reading for you. If it does, please like and subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is very, very important for me too. And again, apologies for the delay in the reading. I wasn't, as I said, my best, and I can't ever do a Scorpio reading unless I'm my best, okay? So I'll leave it there. Thank you so much, my beautiful Scorpio. Love and light.